8, and isn't it glorious? It's absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful weather, great digging weather. Well, it's very busy, so we've started a new week and we're going at it like hammer and tongs this week. So in the eastern field here, they're carrying on, they're soldiering on. So they've taken off half of the subsoil and the plough marks and the plough scars, and now they're investigating what's happening underneath, what archaeology is still in situ. And they're having a good go, they're having a really good clean, and then they're going to take out the other half. So this is a known quantity, and the other half that they haven't taken out is unknown. So let's find out what archaeology we have today. I've started in trench 14, so I'm going to try and finish that off, and it's looking really good. The wall's coming up beautifully, the sections look great, it's amazing. And then over by the gatehouse trench over there, that's going to be continuing. They've got this amazing structure coming up. What is it? They're going to identify that and explore some more. And, well, what about the people? We've got amazing people today. We have Adam Stanford, who came last year and the year before, so he's going to be doing photogrammetry, he's going to be doing a photography masterclass, he's going to be taking pictures of the site, it's going to be great. And, last but not least, we have a new influx of venturers. So they're going to come in and they're going to learn all about archaeology, all the different types of things that they can do on site, and hopefully just explain what's happening here and find some great things for us to have a look at.
Over here in trench 22, if you remember, on Sunday we had the natural underlying 003. We actually exposed a prehistoric linear feature on Sunday. We found a beautiful piece of worked flint in this corner. It was a beautiful blade about so big. Actually within the deposit we're calling 004. So the linear feature runs up to this edge. We've decided to take out and follow the linear feature to see if it runs towards the west. Hopefully, we're thinking at the moment it could possibly be a ditch, but until we've taken that out, we won't really know.
So it's beginning of day 8 over in trench 18, and we've got a plan now to try and find some more evidence of where our wall extends towards the Abbey. We're going to put a little box section in to try and establish our relationships between our features, and hopefully before long you'll be able to see if we've really got a structure that could be our gatehouse.
So I'm just going to talk about some of the flints that we found down in the test trenches. In trench 20, where we're trying to find the gatehouse, we've come across a number of flints. We've come across a couple of scrapers. This scraper's got a bit of retouch on the edge. It's made so that the thumb fits, and it would be quite easy to run it along the hide of an animal when whoever used it skinned the animal. We've got a partial blade here. This has got the conchoidal fractures running down the flat side. You can see the ridge on the upper side, and also some fine retouch on the edges. These were from trench 20. In trench 22, if you remember, we found the linear feature. Well, in the linear, this flint was found. It's a beautiful blade, beautifully made. You can see on the flat side the conchoidal fractures running down it. There's a bulb of percussion at the top, and running along each edge, you can see how it's been worked. Give it some extra sharpness. This flint has probably been knocked off at the tip, but this end kind of survives. It's probably been hafted into some shaft, and sometimes they possibly would use 2 or 3 hafted on one side, 2 or 3 hafted on the other side to make a reasonably good tool. Fine workmanship from the Neolithic.
Okay, so we're down in Trench 19. We think we may have exposed part of the wall as part of this infirmary building. So if you just look down here, we've managed to come across some brick, which we think might be the wall, and it extends what you can see over to here on the right. So just expose that, and it makes sense because we've got our, what we think is probably our clay floor, seems to be running up against it. So the next plan is obviously to give it a really nice clean and go further up the trench and hopefully get the other side of the wall, if it is a wall indeed, and see if that building continues on through our trench. So come back later, watch this space.
So it's after lunchtime at Trench 14, and we've taken it down quite a long way, and we've cleaned everything up and it's looking spick and span. So then they'd already come down to this sand layer that the bunnies had kind of worn through and burrowed through. And we were getting lots of artifacts in there that were of different ages. So we had a piece of plastic, we had bone china, and we even had a really beautiful prehistoric thumb scraper. But you know, you'd kind of get that kind of mishmash of artifacts coming through because of animal burrows and bioturbation and that kind of thing. However, the sand was making me feel slightly nervous on an edge because it just seemed really clean and looked very modern. It was like typical kind of builder sand that you would get from a building merchant. And you know, even though we've had a wide array of artifacts, there actually hasn't been a huge quantity of them. So now we're down onto another layer, and you can see that all of a sudden we're actually onto real archaeology. Another thing is the sand was peeling off this jutting through in the corner, and that is our only bit of in situ upper level floor layer that's left. So the rest of it must have been robbed away. So I'm wondering whether the Ministry of Works have already been in here. So I thought that we were gonna get to natural and that was that, but it seems that we actually have bona fide archaeology in here, and it's really great. It's really great. So we'll just keep digging. And I've got a blister as well. So we're here in Trench 15, which is on the inside Abbey side of the hedge across from Trench 16, which you guys have seen developing over the past week or so. And we're basically just getting the topsoil off. I really wish we'd brought the digger over here to get this job done. But it's been a really lovely day so far with the mattock and stuff, and just beasting some dirt out so we can try to find some archaeology. You're gonna have to check back, I think, in a little while to let us get some work done. But before you go, here's one thing for the professional archaeologists out there. I hope you'll be as horrified as most of the other guys here were when I showed them this. This is my handy dandy Marshalltown section perfection weapon. Wait till Raksha sees it.
So here in Trench 20 we've been continuing work on a wall feature, just trying to clear it up, and we've had some really interesting finds. Lots of iron, lots of brick, but our most impressive one was this buckle, which was found just next to the wall.
Raksha, come over here.
What have you got?
We've got this binder of 19th and early 20th century postcards and photos of the Abbey that one of the visitors has just brought over to us, and it's absolutely fantastic. Look at this.
I've never seen that photo before.
We've got ploughing right up to the Abbey remains, and look, that's got to be a building.
Oh my goodness!
That's where our Trench 7 was.
We've never seen that before.
We've never seen this stuff. This is the first time we've seen this thing, and this I like more than anything. From some of the early OS maps, we've got notations of an orchard in this area down here, and look at the apple trees here, there and everywhere. And that's a postcard from about the 1880s. It's tremendous. You see, this is what people used to do before the internet. Chop things out, stick things into box, and all the rest. And here we've got...
Hang on. Don't you do this still? Forget about the internet.
The secret's out. Anyway, we've had a fantastic day. This just really goes to show the kind of things that are happening now. People are coming from all over the area. They've heard about the dig, they're looking in the trenches, and they're telling us things we didn't even know. So...
It's superb.
Can't wait for tomorrow.